Darren Till is the most talented boxer we've seen in influencer boxing, and I pick him to beat every single top guy in the scene. KSI, Jake Paul, and yes, even Tommy Fury. The way that he destroyed Anthony Taylor in his Misfits debut was something we've never seen before up until then in the space. w.a.d.e was recognized for being an awkward boxer to pin down and nail to the canvas. He has been beaten by Tommy Fury by decision and Idris Virgo also by decision, but nobody sparked him out like Darren Till did. Now this past weekend, Darren Till handedly beat Darren Stewart on the main event of Misfits 21. Stewart was a very durable fighter and did a decent job hanging in there, tying up Till when Till was pouring on the offense, but Darren Till basically won every single round still, all while knocking him down at the start of the fights and also the end of the fight. With the KSI fight potentially on the horizon, I wanted to discuss Darren Till's potential in influencer boxing. Before we begin, please subscribe to the channel for more quality and consistent combat sports coverage. We're growing each and every single day, and I'd love for it to continue together. Like I said before, I think Darren Till could take out each and every influencer boxer, and he's really the only former UFC fighter that has made a continued successful transition to boxing. Sure, I'd say that Anderson Silva is a close second as he beat Chavez Jr., but then he lost to Jake Paul. Darren Till really is the best UFC fighter doing boxing at the moment. At only 32 years old, he is basically in his physical prime, and while he got beaten by the championship caliber UFC fighters in welterweight and middleweight, he definitely has the striking capability to beat these influencers. He's young, he's a strong, tall fighter, and the most important aspect of Darren Till's game that I wanted to talk about and recognize is how comfortable he is inside the ring. When you take a look at Tommy Fury, for example, there's a stiffness to how he moves and throws shots. He knows how to box to some degree and can win fights against other boxers, but Tommy never seems like he's in his element when fighting, whereas Darren Till has taken to the sport so well. The way he moves is so natural, and it's impressive for only having 3 boxing matches. Tommy may have been training in the sport all his life, but Darren treats each fight like a bit of a knockabout which works in his favor, doesn't take it too seriously, and he appears to be more natural than Tommy at boxing. Since Tommy Fury, Jake Paul, and KSI are all learning on the job pretty much when it comes to boxing, all training, trying to perfect their craft, etc., they all have this rigidity to how they jab, use head movement, and land power shots. I can't really describe it, there's just intangible factors that make Darren Till better than other boxers in the space. It's more of an eye test thing. Darren Till passes it, and he appears way more comfortable in a boxing ring than all of these influencers. It really just seems like another day in the office for him, and Darren being so relaxed and fluid with his shots and movement makes him a threat. He's also naturally bigger than Tommy Fury, KSI, and Jake Paul. The size advantage that each of these boxers would typically have over their opponents wouldn't exist if they fought Darren Till. The latter is a long, rangy puncher, and when he comes in to throw, he throws 3 to 4 punch combinations at a time, all wanting to inflict damage. He doesn't waste a lot of time posturing and trying to out-jab his opponent. He just goes in there, brawls a bit, and I believe Darren Till would also have the mental edge over any of these potential boxing opponents. After Darren beat Stewart last weekend, he called out KSI, and it would be wise for KSI's team to politely decline that fight if they don't want him to lose again. KSI has a lingering hand injury anyway, which won't allow him to box for quite a while, but even if he was cleared to fight, in terms of business, putting on a KSI vs Till event wouldn't make a whole lot of sense, at least not yet. KSI and Darren Till are the biggest names for Misfits at the moment. I imagine they don't want either guy's stock to decrease, and I assume it would be wiser to have them fight separate opponents for now, and then later down the line maybe have a big mega fight between the two, maybe on another prime card event. Either way, KSI, I believe, would get stopped by Darren Till. I'm not saying that because he's just a YouTuber. Darren is simply bigger than him, he hits hard, and he's a lot more comfortable in the boxing ring. If KSI comes in with that karate point style and lunges in, trying to attack Till, I think Till will read that and then just counter him with the left hand, knocking him out. And I just don't see many keys to victory for KSI, to be honest. The same exact statement applies to Jake Paul, by the way. Don't think I'm being biased. The only person who would be competitive with Darren Till is Tommy Fury, and I don't think he wins that fight as well. If I was in charge of Misfits, I think the next big fight for Darren Till should be Masvidal. There's a built-in storyline with Masvidal knocking Till out 6 years ago in the UFC and Till wanting his revenge. What do you think about Darren Till's boxing career? Does he have the skills to put away Jake Paul, KSI, and Tommy Fury? Where exactly is his level in terms of Misfits, influencer boxing, and how even the pro ranks? Let me know and I'll catch you down the road.